was very Mr. Rogers of me, putting my shoes on to start the show.
Aw.
But you didn't change out of other shoes.
But as soon as you put the shoes on, you need to walk to a different part of the house.
And then
Isn't
you
that
need
what
to
he
get a
does?
sweater.
A button-down sweater.
Well, okay, so I did it all out of sequence. I put the sweater on first, then I put the shoes on. What's the statute of limitations? Statute?
Statute.
God bless you. What's the statute of limitations on switching a pair of shoes? Because I did take shoes off earlier in the day.
Whatever you want. I saw you because you're in Run Club.
Yes. Are we? Oh, hang on.
And oh, yes.
Welcome to another episode
of
I Barely Know You. All right. We're getting better at that. We really are. Okay. Yes.
Because you remind us.
Well, I wrote it down.
Good reminder.
I wrote it down. Okay. So you were saying this morning, I'm already hitting things.
So Eli joined you. My spouse joined you for Run Club this morning.
And I couldn't be happier.
And I made a sign for him that says, you did it. I was using Sharpie and I was reminded about how much it smells and how the smell like really gets to you if you're using it quite a bit.
Were you in like a poorly ventilated room?
I was just in my office.
Yeah.
And then I came up with a question that I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
If you could put any scented smell into a candle, because it made me think of smells that I love that are strange. Do you have any
well, look, this isn't
things that you wish you could bottle up?
This isn't my definitive answer, but it's the first place my brain went, and it's because you're talking about marker fragrances. But I still have a vivid scent memory of the blueberry scented markers.
That you could use, and also the packaging of that was so great.
It was so fun
and cartoony and animated, and they were
like
pricey.
Little fruits on for each marker. Marin, you remember these, right?
Oh, I remember. My mom would be like, "Stop smelling those markers," and I wouldn't tell her.
Awesome.
And she'd be like, "You were smelling the markers," and I'd be like, "No, Mom, I wasn't." And I have like blue marks all over my
at
face.
this point, all stories of you in childhood, your mother's in a corner like a cat. She's there watching and just popping in with comments and thoughts and concerns. And
she's keeping you on the rails.
Yeah.
She knows left unchecked, you will take over the
I'd have
world.
Marker on my nostrils and rubber cement.
I also have questions about blue raspberry in general because that's not a fruit.
I don't believe it to be.
So who came up with that as a flavor for
genius
snacks?
Right? I think. Well, look. One, it's got to be. It's either It's one of two things.
Okay.
It's either marketing, pure through and through.
Because this isn't boysenberry. I don't know. I feel
boysenberries were manufactured by the
purple.
family over at Nuts. They invented boysenberry. That's at Nuts.
So what got sexy with each other?
How did they? What berries did it?
What berries?
I have no idea.
Smash.
Man, do we know? We went to the Boysenberry Festival 2 years ago.
We learned this at one point.
We went to we went to the Boysenberry
intentionally
Festival.
Or unintentionally?
Absolutely, 100% intentionally. We bought the pass. Yeah.
Was there a pie contest? And
I mean, surely, but mostly there were a lot of like vendor tents and foods.
Wow.
Oh, it's amazing. We didn't get to go this year.
Is it not annual? We'll go next year.
It is annual. We missed it this year, but we'll go next year.
It's at Knott's Berry Farm.
It's at Knott's Berry Farm?
Farm.
That sounds so nice.
So it's either marketing for the blue raspberry or it was an absolute mistake. And their raspberry coloring and smell didn't match when they made it. And they were like, oh, this blue thing smells like raspberry. And they're like, we'll just call it blue raspberry. Then it's fine. We don't have to fix it.
I think it's great. I just thought as a child there was a blue raspberry fruit.
Constantly trying to find it at the store.
I was just sort of, I guess it's out there.
Okay.
It wasn't.
So the blue marker candle, I think, is right now is where I am.
I would buy that.
Yeah.
I want to make air fresheners as merch.
For the band?
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. What would they smell like?
Blue raspberries. or here the sense that I would yearn to concentrate into a candle. One is the inside of a wooden cabinet because it reminds me of my grandmother and where she hid the chocolate. But I feel like oak and teak and some things mimic that already. Yeah. And then gasoline.
Is that a separate one or is this a combined aroma?
The smell when you go to fill up the tank.
Yeah, you're not alone in this.
Yeah.
Well, I
think we're unwell. Those
Marin
of us who are
smiling
into it.
And nodding.
It's so good.
I love it.
Yeah, I think this is a common
thing. If that wasn't
thing.
a candle and it wasn't toxic, that would be so delicious.
It would be like, I need to relax after a hard day. I'm lighting my gasoline candle.
I mean, there's something to it. And then people walk in, they're like, Are you okay?
Are you pumping you getting a half a tank going?
Do you have a leak going? Yeah.
I think I really enjoyed it as a child as well.
The smell of gasoline?
Yes. I'm not going to say I don't like it now. I think I still do. But there's a part of my brain that like is conflicted because I know it's so bad for me to like it.
bad.
Marin, you have a thought going on.
I do, because as I learned on Friends, which again, willing to be wrong, they put the smell in gas.
That's natural gas, I believe. Like for your stove and stuff.
For your stove.
So
not
if there's a leak.
Not like petrol.
No. You foppish dandy. Not like petrol.
Isn't petrol gas?
Yeah, but it's like what they say over across the pond.
It
I
is
believe.
in England.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I'm just trying to distinguish like gas from a stove.
Yes.
And
No,
gas
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to call you a foppish dandy.
Why? And also, why do Sharpies smell that way? And it cannot be good for you.
I don't think you're supposed to huff them.
But they're so great.
They do have a great aroma. I do think as a child I preferred the scented markers, but the Sharpie there was a comforting smell to like a Sharpie.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The scented markers are where it was at.
But that was intentional. They wanted them to smell good. You were supposed to sniff them.
Yeah, and that marker set you're talking about was like 12.
Yeah.
It
was all you needed.
Yeah.
You got the job done. 90% of my coloring projects right there.
Can
12.
I show you? I have a notepad with notes. That's my only note.
It is.
If you could, I wrote smell bottle up in scented candle. What would it be? What does that even mean? I'm so glad I understood what I'm talking about.
I'm glad you wrote it down. Well, this is great because you're holding what's my next on my notes, which is
great.
Coffee,
You actually have our
mark.
whole itinerary for today.
I got a couple of things. I got a rough outline.
Speaking of petrol, just kidding. This is from Colorado. Okay, so this is from, we're done with the UK coffees. And this is a blend called Hometown. And it's got cocoa nibs, praline, and blackberry, not boysenberry.
Or blue. So it's a little more room temperature now. I had it when it was piping hot and
smooth, simple.
It's smooth, it's simple. I was getting the cocoa nibs.
Oh, nice.
I was.
Well done.
I immediately had a little bit of a chocolatey vibe when I was having it
Maybe
before.
your scent is just expanding. You're getting
you're helping me
wiser.
refine my palate.
Yes.
That's what's happening.
Is it cacao?
Probably.
Maybe.
Cacao nibs, instead of cocoa nibs.
Let me see how's it spelled.
COCOA. Cacao nibs.
Actually, isn't cacao? First of all, I keep thinking of what's his name from Radiator Springs. Cacao. Yeah, that's cacao is not cacao. Cacao is not cacao. Okay. But yes, what a Saturday so far. What a different Saturday morning than I would probably say I was used to growing up. What a other side of the spectrum.
Good segue.
Thank you so much. But to just think of younger Matt and my routine and what it was when I was a little munchkin to what it is now, I can't reconcile these two people. That it's the same person. That this is who I am.
Interesting.
Oh my gosh! First of all, up at 7:30 on a Saturday.
Were you a late sleeper?
I was a perpetual sleeper.
Oh, okay.
Marin, what was that noise to late sleeper?
Smack and sleep. If you weren't woken up, would you choose to sleep now?
Right now? In the middle of our show?
Like a
as an adult?
Yeah. Do you enjoy it? Do
Do
you feel rested?
These are all great questions. Do I enjoy it? Yes, I love a good sleep. I don't like going to sleep. I like staying up late.
I hate going to sleep.
I hate the day
I love
ending.
going to take a nap, but
I'm a reluctant napper.
Love a good nap. Despise falling asleep. And also, Eli falls asleep instantaneously.
Really?
And so I feel very alone.
And
the dog falls asleep really fast. My goal is always to fall asleep before everybody else does, if I can help it.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, because Eli dicks around on the computer and I encourage it. I say
how does Bagel keep himself busy?
Bagel's just in the middle.
Just bageling.
Just bageling. Literally, yes. Today actually mimicked a little bit of what I would do in childhood in the sense of, well, not entirely. First I woke up and then I went to yoga and then I met you guys at Run Club.
Yeah.
But before yoga and after meeting you guys, I watched a lot of cartoons.
Yes.
In preparation
Did
for
you today?
today's guest. Yeah, I mean, my childhood revolved around Saturday morning cartoons.
And there's the segue, folks, right there. Exactly.
So
mine as it is. Okay, so let's go. Do you remember blocks? Were you like and what I mean, like one Saturday morning or Fox Kids or Kids WB?
Well, whichever one was the one that Recess was on was the
Recess was one Saturday morning. That would have been an ABC block.
Okay.
I made the rounds. This was my whole life. So we would get up, go to the living room, pop on the TV, a little bowl of cereal, maybe.
What do you mean maybe?
Well, because cereal, if it wasn't being made for me, I wasn't going to go make it as a child.
Who's making it for you? You just take the milk out and you pour it yourself.
I have a very specific memory.
Oh, boy.
I have a very specific childhood memory of feeling grown up, and I must have been like 7 or 8 because I made my cereal.
Same.
And that only got even bigger when I toasted my first Eggo waffle, and I was like, I can pretty much open a restaurant.
Or remember those?
Why are you shaking your head, Maren?
What's the little?
No, we just had such different childhoods.
I just can't imagine watching when I try to imagine myself as a child watching cartoons. My hands aren't empty. You know, there's a snack involved. Yeah.
This was it.
Okay, Matt's just showed himself.
Yes, I'm sorry for the visual.
Leaning forward, putting his hands on his chin,
looking up. In awe.
How high up was your television?
He's not including that he's laying flat on his belly.
Yeah, I can't really demonstrate that.
Oh, cute!
I can't really demonstrate that. And my feet are kicking behind.
You're like a You're like a cartoon. You're like a commercial.
And I would get up. Yes, and if maybe the cereal, maybe not the cereal. But my friends, the Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, not a cartoon, but we can talk. Yeah, I watched a lot of television growing up, a lot, and I was watching as much TV as like kids today use the internet. Getting a TV in your room was like getting your own phone now. It was your window to the world. I could watch Cartoon Network as much, MTV as much. It was my own schedule to watch whatever I wanted, and it was how I consumed things beyond my four
It also
walls.
felt, again, very like clubhouse room.
Yes.
You could watch whatever you wanted at
It
your
was
leisure.
Your space, man.
Yeah.
It was your space. But all right, so that's my Saturday morning routine. What do? You get up, it's Saturday, you're little. Where you go?
Little?
What do you do?
I don't know. I think, oh, yes. Actually, my parents worked full time, so they were so accustomed to waking up at 6 or something. And so my father would ask me if I want to go to IHOP with him on some Saturday mornings.
You mentioned this.
Yes. And I said, what time? And he would say, we're going to be there at 6:30. And then I would get real bummed because I had to decide, am I going to get unlimited pancakes or am I going to
It's a big deal.
Sleep? And I never chose sleep. So always went to IHOP. We were always there so early. And there was a Barnes and Nobles next door, but the Barnes and Nobles was never open because it was too early. And then went home and watched cartoons.
I have, if I'm not waking up for cartoons, my other like Saturday morning like memory and ritual is like my dad would put on like Gloria Stefan or something, some 90s, some like 90s pop fun, like upbeat music, really loud, and it would be like, oh, we're cleaning the house today.
Cute.
Today's like clean day. We'll get that done and then we go out. Yeah,
love it.
All right, let's go ahead and reset cameras, and we'll be right back.
I remember watching cartoons as a child and thinking, how do you get in there? How do you actually do this thing?
Yeah, how do you make them?
And now we're meeting somebody.
We're meeting someone who is responsible for some of the. What's he got? Oh,
he's got a Ramon shirt on.
He's got a Ramon. How great!
Hi.
Oh my gosh!
Hello.
Come on
I know
in.
you said no need to dress up, but I can help.
It's
myself.
perfect.
Dude, is that shirt like an OG Ramones shirt? It looks like something I would try and steal from you.
Come on in.
All right.
Hi.
Howie,
Hello.
my goodness.
Have you showered?
Probably not.
Contextually, Howie was at the Run Club, the aforementioned Run Club.
I'll sit way over here.
But in Howie's defense, we do ask every guest if they've showered upon arrival. So that's not.
Oh, that's
not unique to you.
okay.
Your water will be flown in a minute. We love to welcome to the show.
Dude, the shirt is okay.
It's perfect.
Actually, so we always start our shows with a game, which Matt will explain.
Okay.
Partially, the game was inspired by the fact that you and Matt are in a band, which we'll talk
together.
about, but also in another interview you did that I found on YouTube, you have some Ramones thing framed in the background of a.
Yes.
What is that?
Okay. I was living in Munich at the time, and
Okay.
we were hoping that I was hoping that the Ramones would. I knew I would. Back before the internet, you just had to follow the bands in newspapers or whatever you could find. Anyway, so the closest they got was some small town like 2 hours north on the Autobahn. So we, that's hard to gauge, because I think we did 120 miles an hour to get there. But anyway, so me and 2 other Canadian guys and one of the German coworkers from Munich, we rented a Mercedes and off we went. And it was snowing most of the way we were going there. Yeah, it snowed the whole way, I think. And we made the local guy drive, on the Autobahn.
Smart move.
Us Canadians, I don't think would have handled it.
Even in the snow?
Probably the snow, but just not the speed of the Autobahn.
Yeah.
So anyway, and it was an awesome show.
Was it a big venue? Small?
It was a pretty good, like a typical Ramones size crowd, like 5,000 people. And I remember it was like a big, we were down on the floor, but there was a balcony.
So this is heyday, because I'm thinking CBGBs.
1989 was the date of the
So
November
cool.
89.
November 89.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. So we want to start with the game, and we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We'll get to an introduction and all that fun stuff. But the game, we thought, because you and I play in a band together, we cover a lot of songs.
All right.
Right?
Okay.
So now here's the deal. You don't have to be an expert on this. We're just going to have some fun. I'm going to name some songs, and we're going to have to figure out, is the song a cover or is it a wholly original song?
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
all right. This sounds good.
We'll start with it. This one right out of the gate
here.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no winners. There's no losers.
There's no winners. There's no losers.
Although Marin typically wins. If there's
okay.
I have the answers. I'm not.
We can help. We can try and figure this out together.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all
I'm going
right.
to start with the first one. Okay. Soft Cell, Tainted Love.
Okay.
Ooh.
Is that an original song or is that a cover?
This one I do know, so
know
I'm
this
not
one?
going to say. Yeah.
I didn't know.
I mean that.
What do you think?
I know the answer.
Changed my world in the club scene.
Yeah.
So that's all I knew. So I got to say it's an OG.
You think it was an OG? Believe it or not, the original was from an artist named Gloria Jones in 1964.
Wow.
It started as a Northern Soul hit.
Okay.
I was blown away by that. I had no idea.
Well,
I
that's
would have said
amazing.
OG. Yeah.
I learned a lot about Northern Soul in living in London because that was the scene back then.
Oh, cool.
I come over thinking, I'm the hip music guy.
Right.
Nobody was into anything. It was all yesterday, past, but they were all into the Northern Soul scene.
That's so cool.
Did the scenes also have garments? Like, was the vibe of what you wore very prominent?
There was kind of a mod vibe, like, the long coats and the scooters.
Yeah.
The scooters.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Vespa.
Like Vespas?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Wow. And I came over there thinking, I know everything.
Yeah.
Are you into the Water Boys? And they're like,
what?
That band's so done. It's so over.
Damn.
With the English accent, of course.
Now, is that just a product of like how long it took stuff to get to you when you were in Canada? So you were just behind, or is it just they were?
I think a little. I think they were ahead of the curve.
They were ahead of the curve. Yeah.
What years were you there?
In London?
Yeah.
86.
Okay.
Big Audio Dynamite had just released their first album. That was my, But yeah, so we show up in the winter of, I guess, January 86. And we're so Canadian.
Yeah.
Like, because again, we thought we were, our fashion was all in and still a thing. Nope. So one of the locals took us shopping in Camden Town.
Oh.
What a time.
And took us out to like, a really cool shop.
And suddenly your pants were way tighter.
Yeah. And the shoes, it was all about the Doc Martens.
Yeah.
And then, they hooked us up. But,
okay, let's keep going. We've got a song from The Clash. I Fought the Law. What do we think?
That's not a cover. That's a cover.
That's a cover. Nailed it. Absolutely true. Yeah. The Crickets, 1960, popularized by the Bobby Fuller Four in 1966.
Oh.
Yeah.
Clash gave it a punk edge, but it goes way back.
Yeah,
well done, Clash.
Yeah. I've heard the original. It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I had no idea. All right. This one we're going to do a different approach. This is a fun one because these are two popular versions of the same song, which of course, I Will Always Love You. Now we've got Dolly Parton. We've got Whitney Houston. Who did it first?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton and Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can give a hint.
If you need a hint, you can call a Marin.
yeah,
okay. Yes. Yeah, I'll just text her. Hold on.
Yeah.
I go. It's 50-50, but
I know it's so hard.
And we all know the Whitney Houston.
Yep.
Yeah. Who did it first?
I don't know. I'm going to go Dolly Parton.
Bingo, bango.
Nice.
Dolly Parton had the original in 1974.
74. I would have thought it's the 80s or something.
Same thing. I know.
How did that not get airplay?
Okay.
It was on the album Jolene and used to close out the movie Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, famously sang to Burt Reynolds.
Wow. Because everyone knows Jolene.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's such a great track.
Okay, here's one. Ramones, Blitzkrieg Bop, cover or not?
That's got to be OG.
Yeah, it is. It's not a cover. 100%.
Would you have been so sad? If
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right, Marin, should we do one
Dean
more?
Martin, 1957. What?
How about?
Are you having fun yet?
No, I'm like, now it's like, yeah.
It's an hour and 20 minutes
deep.
of this.
Yeah.
story that I really want to do.
Okay, yep. Time for one more.
Okay. Very famous song by Aretha Franklin. Respect. Cover or not a cover?
Oh, I'm going to say cover.
I feel like a lot of people sang that song.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard it.
Right?
Yeah.
Also, it's that time period where lots of sort of doo-wop bands and we're redoing stuff. Oh, anyway, what is it?
The original was performed by Otis Redding, 1965.
Okay, yeah. All right.
That's a beautiful rendition of it.
Right.
So first of all, okay, let's do your intro now. Now you're on the show. Now we've got to do your introduction.
All right.
Now we're going to introduce you.
All right.
Yes. So here we go. Oh, so exciting. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today. If you want to talk about his professional life, he's an incredibly talented director, storyboard artist, animation timer, and layout artist, having worked on a majority of the things that defined you, listener, as a person. I stand by that. His credits include the Care Bears movie, Rugrats, Hey Arnold, Rocko's Modern Life, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Simpsons, Recess, my personal favorite, Haley's On It. But that's not all. He's also got 2 incredible classic cars he's restored. He's built multiple LA catios, that's patios for cats. He's an avid runner, a hockey player. He's Canadian, an exceptional bass guitar player, and is affectionately referred to as the mayor of Burbank by his friends. There's more to this man than could ever fit in just one introduction, but I tried my best. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, the great, the one, the only Howy Parkins. Howy.
Wow, what? Okay, I got to live up to that.
You have, sir.
That's
many
not
times
all
over.
you.
You edit these heavily, right? Okay. Do you have a sound alike?
Howy, thank you so much for coming out and taking the time to hang out with us on camera.
So exciting.
We're so excited.
Yeah.
We're both colossal cartoon
Who
nerds.
isn't?
Right.
Who isn't people that don't
we're gonna get
matter.
To, 100%.
Right.
Well, that was the funny thing is because we're obviously going to talk about some animation stuff and we want to get some stories from that. But I said the thing about Howy is we will probably sit and chat with him for easily an hour and then say to ourselves, at some point we have to get to cartoons because there's so much other amazing things that are just fun to talk about. Even just doing that game, you dropped 2 awesome stories in the middle of just playing a little random game. Yeah. And there's so many different things I want. There's one story in particular we will get to that involves your time on The Simpsons and a particular band you cross paths with. But,
actually, almost 2. But anyway,
really?
Yeah, I know the other.
That's important because Matt, you're not supposed to know him. You're supposed to barely know him.
This is the premise of the show. I barely know you. Well, actually, and I was gonna say that my relationship with Howy, we've known each other now, and we run together, we sip wine together, we play music together. But every time we hang out, I learn something new about Howy, or I get a new story, and to consistently be the only other person in my life I've done that with is Marin. And you.
Nice.
So it's a very special space. And
nice.
I was really excited to get you on the show.
Today at Run Club, I went around to everybody that didn't know who I was. And I asked, hey, can you tell me a fact about Howy? And I wrote it all down. And everybody had something different to say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So get ready for
That's what you were up to. I kind of saw you.
Yeah. I wasn't trying to make friends with anyone. I was just trying to get some.
What a friendly person.
No, I was trying to be friendly, but I was
friendly
also
and nosy.
Hi, so nice to meet you. Hey, do you know Howy? Also, I didn't clock that you were.
Yeah, Oh, that's all right.
Yeah.
No.
Howy's the reason I go to the Run Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, then once I clocked it, then I was trying to avoid a little bit, just in case you wanted us to meet for the first time.
No. Awkward ass showed up and was like, hey, you two, come here, meet each other.
No, it was funny. But I still can't believe I'm sitting here on a couch because of how we hired Marin.
It's so wild.
The whole world, and Matt, I remember Marin saying, hey, Matt likes to run.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, and then, it just
sweet.
Really fun things have happened since you 2 moved to Burbank.
Oh,
it's true. It really is.
It just seems like you've been here a lot longer than you have.
It feels
and you fit right. You just dropped right in and perfectly.
That coming from you, especially, that means
an awful lot. It's been great. And I was driving over here thinking, wow, this is crazy. You make one interview and it goes really well. And next thing you know, I'm sitting on a couch on a podcast.
Yeah. Super kismet.
So, okay. But we played the game of music. We have the band together. Music, you have all these stories. It's obviously a very important driving force in your life. You've always been going to shows. You have all these incredible stories. When did you start playing music? Did you think you were going to be a musician at some point? Just your entire relationship with music.
My dad was a really good jazz musician in England. So we always had music in the house.
Okay.
And when we moved to Canada, the first thing that showed up was the piano.
Yeah.
Like that. All the other furniture, whoever, I don't know where my, toys went, but the piano made it.
Nice.
And then he was a good vibraphone player. So we always had instruments in the house.
Okay.
Trumpet. I used to be in middle school maybe, and I'd try to fall asleep at 10:30 and my dad's downstairs on the trumpet running scales and, so I fell asleep to music and, or him lugging his equipment in because he played in a really fun cover wedding band.
Yeah.
They were really good.
Yeah.
There was music
grew up
around.
with it. Yeah.
I grew up with it.
So is bass the first instrument you picked up and played? Do you play?
No, I took trumpet obviously.
Okay, so you got
in
trumpet
school because and then I bought a friend's bass guitar and kicked around with that.
I started playing bass out of necessity because we didn't know any bassists. Did you have a similar thing, or did you want to play bass?
I wanted to play bass.
You wanted to play bass,
and
cool dudes play bass.
Well, I learned that.
And anytime I'd go see punk bands, I'd be blown, watch the bass.
Yeah. We were playing in our band D and the Geezers. We were covering The Wall. Another Brick in the Wall.
Oh yeah.
And then you drop on me that when did you hear them? You said you heard them doing.
Oh yeah. So my animation career, I ended up after Munich, we went to Berlin, and The Wall came down obviously. So I was there from January till late August is when we came to LA. But so we had to kind of get rid of some of the stuff we had acquired over the 2 years of living there. So someone told us about these markets down by where The Wall is, and I forget the name of the district. Now, meanwhile, the Roger Waters was going to do The Wall concert there, and so they had picked a spot on what back in the day would have been the Death Strip between the two walls, the east and the west. So while we were standing there, and it was nobody spoke English at this market. You had to bring a calculator and you basically put the price in, showed it, and then they put their price in, and then back and forth you went. So there we are with our towel and sheets laying out, and we've got, clothes and knickknacks and shoes and ski boots. I'm probably never going to. And meanwhile, they're doing a sound check for the show later that night.
I've seen Roger Waters play. I saw him do Dark Side of the Moon front to back.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Yeah. Well,
so you just heard the sound check. You guys weren't there for the performance.
No, we went later that night. We were at the show.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, great. So you heard it all.
If I had turned my camera to the other wall, you'd see the Wall poster hanging.
Yeah.
Here's the Ramones right here. And then over there is the wall. I want
to see that.
Yeah, I'll send you a shot of that.
My walls are covered for someone who's like, because I didn't know music would be a part of my life at any point. I just knew it was instrumental to things that inspired me. And
instrumental.
And all the posters I have in my office are from shows that I've seen.
Yeah,
they're the best.
Yeah.
Well, you had told me too. You had a bunch of maybe it was just one band, but as an animator, there were always other musicians and other musically inclined people around, and that's kind of like why you have your little rig that you have and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. You used to play a lot of music just with fellow people in the animation world.
There was one time at our division, TVA, probably late '90s, early 2000s. There was like 4 or 5 different bands in our.
Wow.
So you get one of them coming up going, hey, we got a gig at the Cat Club. You guys want in? Sure.
Yeah. And
hey, we got a gig. We're playing.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So we could usually, then we'd pull in the Disney crowd, which the bars love because, there's going to be a lot of this. And
that's like what you were telling me when you worked at Apple, and it was easy to get a crowd because you had an Apple band. Or you let everyone know about your band.
Well, we had a built-in audience. Our store had a staff of like over 150 people. And as long as like 75 to 80% of that showed up, which they did, we would pack the bars.
Yep.
So they thought we had this massive following. It's like, no, we just all work together and need to drink because it's been a long day.
And one group were like really hoping to make the big time. I don't think they did. So they would get in. What do you mean that you're playing at the Whiskey and you want us to join?
Yeah. Aww,
so we got to play at the Whiskey, which was cool on account of this band.
Yeah. Also, I don't know, are you talking about, is this the 90s?
No, it would have been like 2002.
Yeah. Okay. Because LA, I think even then I didn't realize what a bustling music scene there. I mean, it's still here, but it sounds like in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was
still
iconic.
A big thing. Yeah, it was really good. Like the Viper Room opened and you still had the Whiskey, the Roxy. But yeah, we would just follow on the coattails, but we usually got the first slot and it was fun.
Yeah. And for you guys, it's fun. It's not
bust out 25 minutes and you're done.
No pressure. Just have a good time. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Viper Room, we played there a couple of months ago. And my favorite part was the bathroom.
Oh,
there's the stickers everywhere.
Yeah.
The place feels real. Like, is this place going to survive? And everybody who works there feels like someone who you would imagine in an animated sort of way works at the Viper Room. Then there's stickers just everywhere.
Yeah, it's a great place.
So cool. So back in 2005 or 6ish, the band I was in then, we got to play CBGB's.
Yes.
And it's a very similar thing of
Okay.
That's
history.
awesome.
Yes,
stickers on
2004.
It was 2004?
Yes.
So it must have been right before they shut.
Yeah.
That's the year I was there, and I made a beeline to forget, all the other stuff, Times Square, whatever.
Yeah.
I went to CBGB's and they let me come in. It was probably about 4 PM.
Yeah.
And I knew you got to go see the bathroom.
You have to see the bathroom and there's
the stickers and posters everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, like if you cut a tree in half and you can count the rings, I feel like if you were to do a cross section of those walls, you'd see decades of like band stickers.
I mean, that's Alphabet City in its prime too.
So cool. All right, I think there's a story in particular that I was really excited. You were working on The Simpsons at the time.
So yeah, it was 3rd season. And back then you'd have a team of artists. So me and the director, we'd be assigned an episode and it was up to us to, go from storyboard to the layout and animatic and everything else. So we had a team of about 8 people. And there was one guy, Eric, was really talented and, kind of our go-to for the difficult shots and the sort of really involved scenes. And probably halfway through 3rd season, he came to me and he goes, "Hey, I just want to tell you in person, I'm going to be leaving the show." And I was like, No, Eric, don't really. Why? And he goes, "Well, my band just got signed." I was like, "Oh, that's cool. All right. Well, going to miss you. Good luck with that, kind of thing."
Yeah.
And then I would come to find out the band was No Doubt.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
What?
So Eric Stefani was for a while one of our layout guys. Yeah, so what do I know?
Gives me chills.
Doesn't he end up bringing the band by to tour the studio?
I think the album was out. They were huge on K-Rock,
huge
and
album.
massive and touring. And he decided to come by and he brought the band.
Yeah.
So
he must have been a young guy.
How did you
guys find him for Simpsons?
Yeah, I think he was probably in his early 20s back then.
Right.
Anyway, they all came in and bubbling and excited to be like seeing the show, like The Simpsons back then.
Heck yeah.
So Eric brought Gwen and the rest of the band into our room, which was about the size, maybe a bit bigger than this. But, there we are like, whoa, that's cool.
No doubt. You must have seen them play.
No, I had not seen them.
Yeah. No, after.
Oh, yeah. I'd seen MTV stuff. And
I just watched, I'm rewatching all of King of the Hill, and I just watched an episode where No Doubt plays at Bobby's at the high school in Texas.
Yeah, I'm sure Eric had some sort of connection to that because he would
so cool.
Leave the band and then come back into the animation world.
Yeah.
And I think he felt that that's what he was after. Anyway, you'd have to have him on your show
one day.
I know where he lives. I won't stalk him. Yeah,
great. Let us know.
Show up at his door.
It was really great. But then the other time, I think same thing, 3rd season.
Okay.
I hear a little bit of commotion in the hallway, and a deep voice sort of coming closer and closer. And I look over, and in walks Frank Zappa.
Was he just doing a voice on an episode?
No, the owner of the studio, Gabor Chupo, wanted to do a series. I don't know if it was the Duckman series, but he wanted to do a new series, and he was really instrumental in bringing all his favorite that he grew up with because he was from originally Hungary. So when he came over here, he just found American music and everything, and Frank Zappa was always his all-time.
So cool.
So anyway. So Frank comes in because he heard we were doing the episode where Krusty finds out he's Jewish. So
I just watched this recently. Yeah.
So there we are. There's Frank Zappa in my room, which I grew up with in high school. And now we're showing some of our drawings, and here's Krusty's father and full. Anyway, that was a great moment. So he left, and then I quickly phoned a friend back in Canada. Yeah, you're not going to believe what happened. hey, and I thought, man, this is so cool. I grew up in small town Ontario, but
people must have thought it was really cool that you were working on a show like The Simpsons. I mean,
did it feel like that?
Yeah. Well, there was another time. My good friend Harlan Williams. I don't know if you know Harlan.
Not personally, but I know the name.
Yeah, but we went to college together. So he said, my cousin's band's coming down to play a show with Tears for Fears at the old Universal Amphitheater. And they're big fans of the Simpsons. Could they visit? And I was like, well, I'm no longer there anymore. I'm at Rocko's Modern Life, but I can get them in. Who's the band? And it was I'm blank at Bare Naked Ladies.
No wow.
Way. Yeah.
I mean, Tears for Fears already had me jaw dropped.
Know, right?
So,
okay. So, anyway, so Harlan's cousin was a keyboard player in Bare Naked Ladies.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I go to the show and we get hooked up, lanyard, tickets down front, everything.
Yeah.
But we'd had a little late night the night before. So I was kind of a little tired.
Over it.
I could have, dehydrated.
Yes.
And so, but anyway, so we go backstage and Harlan introduces me and it was the weirdest thing to suddenly become the rock star.
Yeah.
Like they became like completely, whoa, you work out. So what do you do? Like, what do you draw? Can you draw Homer? And so I said, hey, well, I got y'all hooked up for Monday. So they came to Rocco, picked me up in their van. They had a driver and everything. And then off we went to the studio. And the looks on people's faces when they walked in, people were like,
I mean,
wait, is that Bare Naked Ladies?
Yeah.
And I had to go back to work, so I left them there.
Oh,
and I heard they were there most of the afternoon.
That's so badass of you too. Be like, I got things to do, guys.
Yeah,
I got
guys, gotta
hang
go
out with these.
Yeah, so they and the people were giving them drawings and doing caricatures of them, Simpsonized, and it went really well.
That's so nice. Bare Naked Ladies, also the essence of some of their songs is so comedic in its nature. Yes. I feel like they have such a good sense of humor.
That's an important show for them.
That is so cool.
You mentioned in that moment that you became the rock star, right? Because they were so amazed to see you.
Yeah.
How often do you encounter that? Because when I list off just some of the projects, the Simpsons and the Golden Era, the Who Framed Roger Rabbit, all these, is that something you find yourself running into with a great frequency? Just the nature of some of the stuff you've worked on, and does it ever surprise you when you find something that really resonates with someone?
There was another time when I was going through the process of getting my visa to work down here, or maybe my green card. I had to go down to a government official building and I was like, took a number and I'm waiting my turn and I'm watching the process and it looks grueling. And some people obviously have interpreters with them and a lawyer. And I'm like, oh my God. And everyone behind the glass looks pretty surly and all about business, lots of stamping going on and lots of papers back and forth. So now it's my turn. So I go up there and he's that guy, right? The glasses are on the end of his nose and he's having a rough day, even though it's only 10:30. and then he's kind of like, what, where do you work? What do you do? And then I said, I work at the moment, Klasky Chupo. We're working on The Simpsons. Everything changed.
Wow.
He looked up, glasses, you work on The Simpsons. Yeah, the show. Oh, I know it. And suddenly, and suddenly same thing. What do you draw? Do you draw can you draw Bart? Can you draw Homer?
Yeah.
And he's suddenly Mr. Pleasant. And, he's looking through my paperwork and making sure everything's in order. And
I don't love how hard it is for everybody else in the room that you're describing, but I'm so
I know,
glad.
Yeah, no, I know I felt bad because, but that just funny to watch him so quickly switch just like that.
I normally don't ask a question, but I have a question here. Simpsons, when it came out, sort of huge hit, a lot of controversy. Here's this like dad who's drinking all the time and all of this. And it was a lot of like, kids can't watch it. Like, this isn't for kids. Did you ever encounter the opposite? Where you were having a conversation, someone found out you were on The Simpsons.
The whole of the teacher's lounge at my mom's school.
Wow.
Were not, even my mom was not. Usually she was a big supporter of my career and everywhere I went.
Yeah.
But the Simpsons, mom was a little concerned.
Yeah.
Because in the early days, it did have that exact.
I think the president has a speech where he's like,
let's
the
be
Waltons, more less the Simpsons, more the Waltons.
It started on the Tracy Ullman show, right?
Yeah. So my mom wasn't she was just a little, because, it had so much bad press. My mom was a kindergarten teacher. And I think a lot of the education departments just took it as face value, didn't watch the show, or maybe read an article in Newsweek or whatever. So they'd already had their conclusion. So funny you say that, because I was like, no, Mom, I'm on the phone, long distance here in LA. Mom, give the show a chance. It's actually really fun. And it's a good, it speaks volumes, and it has so much to say, and their take on, it's very clever. Yeah. So my mom started watching the series and she got it. Yeah.
That's so nice.
That never happens. That's
then
wonderful.
She completely converted the teacher's lounge to suddenly it's the coolest thing that they know someone that's working on this show.
Yeah.
And so, because they never gave it a chance. They didn't even watch it. They just heard about the bad press and just kind of went with it. So yeah, that's that. But I was able to convert that over.
That's of course you were.
I have a question about, as an animator and a director of animation. Yeah. So when I'm editing something live action oriented, I close my eyes and I visualize, almost daydream. Do you dream in animation? Do you visualize in?
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You got to see the scene before you can draw it. And then sometimes you might have to get up from the desk and do the action just to get
in your body.
Yeah.
Or do you ask somebody else to do it for you?
Well, you could. Yeah. Maren, get over here.
Reference.
Could you get in the shopping cart and go down the hill? I got to see what.
Yes. She would. Whatever you want.
No, you got. Yeah, you kind of feel, and especially when you're doing the comedy, how do I get this to be like the funny part? What's funnier? How can this be funnier?
Especially as an animation timing director.
Yeah.
I haven't had the opportunity to witness it like firsthand and be in the room because, but this ability to look at a scene and go, oh, this needs to be 2 frames less or this. How did you develop? How did you hone that? Did it come naturally, or when did you realize, oh, that's this exact amount of frames. This needs to be this way, that way.
Well, it came kind of natural, but I didn't know anything about it. But I always watched, I grew up with Three Stooges and just like classic Warner Brothers stuff, Chuck Jones. And I just wanted to know why that made me laugh.
Yeah.
What was so funny? I laughed, but I needed to know more. And I would have a great opportunity. I got to meet Chuck Jones.
Did you really?
Very cool.
Yeah. He came to do a talk to the summer students at my college. I'd already graduated, but a good friend of mine who stayed on and was at the school said, "Hey, Howie, I don't know if you can take the day off tomorrow. Chuck Jones is coming in to do a talk."
Huge.
And I think I was still living in the town where I went to college. So yeah, I took the day off work and I went to Sheridan, and there he was. And he talks about timing.
Yeah.
And he talked about pulling frames. When the coyote falls off the cliff and disappears, and he literally disappears, and then a poof of smoke.
Yes.
Yeah.
They discovered that if that was 21 frames, not funny. 23 frames, not funny. For some reason, that 22 frames was it. The room broke out laughing, So I'll always remember that he, and
Good
when
lesson.
I was, working on editing with pulling out frames, Maren was there front row, in the trenches. And we would all crack up. Like
you knew it when you found it.
Let's hold on. Let's put more time in there. Let's let it rest. Then you hit it. And then bam, suddenly we're all there. We go, we got it. So, we were taught in school that, vaudeville and a lot of the silent movies and of course, the classic films where it was all in the comedic timing, a
lot of physical comedy.
I love to imagine that room of them sitting around and arriving at that discovery in that moment when they hit it. And I wonder too, now I'm going to go back and frame at a time to see how long do they hold him before he falls? Because they would always pull, right? It would hold just before.
Again,
and it's like there's
probably
a sweet spot.
There's
and they had to find it at some point.
They had to find it.
Yeah.
Howy's great at finding it.
Man, this gives me chills.
So cool.
Howy famously,
Yeah.
there were a couple of slogs that we were working on. And we'd all be sitting in the room and it's not working and it's not working. And then I'd see like your little light bulb go off. Howy would lean forward and he'd look at her and go, okay, Chris, get ready with the undo button. But we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. And we'd watch back a scene we'd watched 8 times that wasn't funny, that wasn't clicking. It should. On paper, this idea should work.
Yeah.
And you would just do like 2 here, 4 here, put this on ones, and the room would explode.
Yeah.
No.
So good.
But, and it was that's the fun. That's why I
that's
just
the
love
magic.
the craft. And we even like Tex Avery when he would do the big exaggerated takes with the wolf and and Droopy. Oh my God, the timing in those shows are just fantastic.
Yeah.
And I mean the deliveries were always fun too, but they relied heavily on timing, comedic timing.
When you worked on Who Framed, did you get to? Because I think Droopy has a very quick moment in there. Did you get to like touch these characters that you grew up watching?
I remember that scene because I would go to the rushes every morning and see like all the view in between the scene. It was going to get pencil tested that night, and you could go show up with a cup of coffee and sit in with the rush and the directors would be in there just watching.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to work on the Droopy scene
specifically.
but I remember that.
Yeah. No,
that was
so
great.
Cool.
I mean, we did a lot of us stayed at the end to do the very ending where the Toontown comes through into the live action.
Oh my God! And
everybody,
Yeah.
and it took an army of in-betweeners to help get that to the finish line. So
that's a massive scene.
We were literally working on Disney characters and then Warner Brothers, the two worlds collided.
Wow.
That must have been surreal, right? To go between.
It was.
What a moment in time.
Yeah, my animator, he was doing a lot of the Weasel stuff, so a lot of my and a few Roger Rabbit scenes, but mostly I was in betweening on the Weasels. So.
If you knew the way that animation is made now, if you were in university now, do you think you would have chosen this as a career path? Well,
see, when I got out of high school, I went into take graphic design because I knew I wanted to something, in the arts. Yeah. And obviously I knew that was a career because we had a family friend, the trombone player actually in the band was a graphic designer. So, like my dad's band. Anyway, so I got to Sheridan and I was all excited to be doing graphic design. But by second year, it started to feel not me. But by then, I had discovered that Sheridan had this animation program.
Yeah.
So there was one night I was up till about 2 a.m. trying to design a toothpaste package, and everything I did,
this isn't it?
It's condoms. It just looks. Why does everything I do look like a pack of condoms? So I go downstairs to put the kettle on because this is gonna be a long night. I gotta get this.
I love that.
And there's my roommate down there. He hears me and he comes down and Gin's got music playing in his room. So we're both up late. He's working on an assignment, but he's in the animation program second year. So I go upstairs and he shows me what he's doing. And the assignment was the door opens, Disney Goofy comes in with 2 buckets of water, walks in, buckets swinging, flashing. I mean, he was really talented. Yeah. It looked like Disney, like animated, or somebody at the Disney studios. And then it was fantastic. I loved it. Went to my room, turned out the light. Forget the toothpaste can wait. It ain't gonna get done. And then I went to the dean the next day, and
that's what I want.
So did you have to make up a year's worth of courses?
What I did was, I got through a year and a half of graphic design, and then I was out of the school. So I went back to my summer job, but in the middle of winter as a cable repairman. So I went from a nice warm studio to like top of a ladder, freezing, trying to get some lady's cable on so she can watch Price is Right, So
that show's important.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I literally from the Friday, I called the studio, like my old cable place, and they're like, "Yeah, can you start Monday?" And Monday I came back to work and they gave me a ladder and a truck and a bunch of work to go do.
Where were
but
you?
Then you didn't go back to school in January?
No. I had to wait till the following school year.
So you were a cable guy for 6 months.
Yeah, from
for 8 months.
January till September.
This is in Canada. You're a Canadian cable guy. Or
Yeah. So, and it was January.
Canada cold.
So it was.
This is what I'm looking for. Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
So I was like, "Whoa, how did this happen?" Literally, and now I'm at the top of a ladder, and it's snowing, and I'm trying to get this little cable box open so I can string a new cable from.
Do I really want to work in animation?
Yeah, well, I just felt like, okay, this is going to be a good call. I know it's going to work out.
Sounds very, I mean, just that, I think that's so lovely. And also just very bold. Yeah. Just knowing, no, this isn't right. I'm making a change.
Well, and then so fast forward to I graduate animation and now I'm back at the cable company again. And there's not a whole lot going on at the time. So, but then I find out the Care Bear movie is hiring layout artists. So I call and I drive down there and pick up they give me a test.
Yeah.
To do like, can you draw this environment? Maybe I had to do 2 actually.
Okay.
So I submit the test and then nothing. I don't hear anything. And back in those days, I'd come home and check the answering machine. Nothing. And now the cable company is going, hey, it's September.
We got your ladder waiting for
you. And would you like to go to cable school? Yeah. We're going to send you down to Kitchener, Ontario for 2 weeks to become a cable engineer. I was like, well, hold on a second. And I had to get back to them. So finally, I think it was a Friday afternoon, my partner, because there's 2 of us in the van, he goes, just call him. Maybe, and I was too afraid because I didn't want to know the answer. So, back in those days, you got to find a phone, probably outside of Tim Hortons. And then, oh shit, who's got a quarter? Kind of. Anyway, I called the studio and of course I asked for the department and then I'm on hold. And finally some guy comes on. I say who I am. And it turns out I had gotten the job, but he thought the other guy was going to call me.
Oh my God.
So Ricardo, I'm talking to, thought Dave had called and Dave thought Ricardo called. But nobody called.
Nobody called.
So I wouldn't be sitting here right now if I didn't get that job.
Again, the guts to make the call.
Now, that is a defining moment and has that, do you think of that often? Have you encountered scenarios where it's like, was that a life lesson that you're telling the story now? Obviously you remember it, but like, was it crystallized and like, okay, I have to remember that I can't be afraid. I have to push to do that. Like, has it come up where you've thought of that moment? And
I mean, I always thank Mike, my partner, like, come on, just call him.
Just give him a call.
Yeah. And I think my girlfriend at the time was pressuring me as well. Like, you need to call him. And so anyway, I'm glad I did. And that was it.
Me too.
So,
also, this industry is the opposite is encouraged of you. Don't show your willingness or your desire or be cool about it. And actually to just, it's nice to you outsiders saying, just get information.
Yeah.
Just
make the call.
Yeah. And, and anyway, it all worked out. And I was there. Yeah. And it was great. Like, working down there. And
so cool.
It's just such a fun game to play, to bring it full circle back to where we started of just like, we said, oh, it all began with like that interview. And it's like, you can keep playing that. If you never made that phone call and you never entered animation, now making it about me, I wouldn't have moved to Burbank. So we're coming into the home stretch. I joked earlier, off camera and on camera, and I'll say it again. This is clearly, if we can get you back, Howie, this is clearly episode Howie part 1. I think there's just so much. But one of the things that I think will kind of tie everything together, you've been more recently getting very creative and doing sort of set design and construction and all this stuff with the Mystic Museum, Burbank mainstay.
Yep.
And just real quick on the way out the door here, just like, what has that experience been like? Has it reminded you of like earlier day? It almost combines like the qualities of the Canadian cable man and the artistic sensibilities of the art director. What has that been like, getting to do something like that?
Well, the cool thing is, obviously horror films as a kid, teenager, all that, going to the drive-in and seeing. So that element's always been there. Yeah. But then again, TV animation, I got brought in by one of my ex-coworkers. We worked together for years on Recess, Lloyd in Space, Dave the Barbarian. So he retired before me. So I would hear stories of what he's up to. And he goes, I'm building sets for Magic Castle for their Halloween haunt. I'm going to be working on this other walkthrough, such and such. So I took him to a Kings game one night, LA Kings. And I mentioned, said I'm retiring and such. And he said, well, we may be looking for an extra guy on this fun project at Mystic Museum, which I'd heard of, knew of. Anyway, I go down there and I get the gig, and it's team of 4 of us. Yeah. And the guy is great. He's really knows, he's very detailed, horror detailed, I guess, him and his partner. And anyway, they just cut us loose. And I mean, they've got a direction, but we need to figure it out and build it.
Yeah. Are you guys doing it all yourself?
Yeah, just me. Well, Eric's the main guy, but and then the 3 other guys.
Designing and building.
Well, yeah, and just figuring it out as we go.
So cool.
But yeah, it's going to be.
Yeah, without spoiling anything, because you showed me a photo, there is a particular exhibit that's built in such a unique and extraordinary way that I'm just so excited for the photos that people are going to take.
It's going to be probably
just to
the
tease
big.
it a little bit. Yeah, it's so cool. We'll show you. I'm sure we show her off camera.
So it feels good to be helping out a local Burbank business, and I always used to say, if I didn't do animation, I'd love to work on movie sets. Yeah, because we back in the day before cell phones, on the Disney lot, they would have the big doors open to the sound stages. So you would just walk by and they're building the Black Pearl for Pirates of the Caribbean.
So cool.
And, Pearl Harbor was getting ready to go into production. So they were building aircraft carrier captain quarters. And
so cool. Are you traveling a lot in your retirement? I mean, it sounds like you're 4 years early.
Yet. No, I've just been kind of slammed with doing.
Newly retired.
You're very newly retired.
Retired.
Yeah, and I don't even really feel like it yet because I've been going nonstop on catios and.
Dude, we got to do a whole episode just on
catios, tortoises. They're considering getting one now because of you.
Yes, we've been entertaining the idea.
Okay,
you've been texted our names.
I came across a book the other day that I'll lend you guys just so you can.
A guide to.
How to be a good tortoise owner.
Oh, how old yours?
How old is he?
I think he's probably 40-ish.
It's not bad.
Because I think I was told in 2006 he was 15. So do the math.
Yeah.
As
we've been investigating the idea of potentially entering the life of tortoise parents, we realized we're going to have to, whenever we get our affairs in order, we're going to have to leave them to somebody. He's going to outlive us. They're here forever.
Yeah, he's in my living trust.
So he is.
Yeah. I was going to ask if they're in the will.
You know what happens in the event. Yeah.
They're not the executor of your will, but they are a beneficiary.
He gets the classic cars if he wants them.
He gets the cars.
Which we didn't even talk about either.
Know. Part 2.
Okay, part 2.
Howie, I thank you so
absolutely.
much. I can't say it enough. It just means the world to us that you'd make time in your clearly busy schedule to come hang out with us on our couch and be here.
This was
talk to us. I hope you had
exactly
fun.
how I thought it would be. I knew it would be.
Happy.
Yeah,
that makes me so happy.
Because the two of you. Clearly really good at this.
We're doing something.
Something.
No, you're naturals.
That means the world. Marin has left the room. I don't know where she is.
But she would cut us off now anyway because she'd say we're at time.
I saw her do this with the plug.
Yeah. And you probably saw it
out of the wall
minutes before we did because we're really good at missing it.
But yes, I think we've got a goodbye and a thank you in there somewhere. We can wrap this up.
Thanks for being here. Such a pleasure.
Oh no, it was so fun.
Thank you so much. Pleasure. We'll see you around.
We didn't talk about ice hockey with our guests. We didn't talk about painting.
Classic cars.
The man paints classic cars. Is he real?
Catios. We didn't get to catios. Howie has just so many facets to borrow from Shrek. He's like an onion or a cake. There's just so many layers. And every time I hang out with him,
cake
I think for Donkey and Shrek, they talk about.
I remember the onion thing.
Because Shrek says, a donkey says, you're like a cake, you have layers. And then Shrek is like, I'm more like an onion or something like that.
Oh, yeah, because he's bitter.
I'm having a little bit backwards where he describes himself as an onion. I remember it now. This is very important that I get this right. He describes himself as an onion. And then Donkey says, nobody likes onions. What about a cake? People love cake. That's what it is. Cake has layers. Anyway, Howie is an onion cake. He is he is made of layers. And I just, every single time, and I know I've said this, so I'm repeating myself, but hopefully now you get it. He's lived so many amazing stories and different lives. I had no idea he was a cable lineman in Canada. There's just so many things. You just get a new detail, and it's just what a great dude, and just like a cool pure soul of a dude.
What
I love
pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. So I can't wait for
I'm
Howie
so
part
glad.
2.
So glad to barely know him now.
Yes. And that's just it. This is what I mean. That's why I said like he's I love doing this. I love taking our title and then just like shoehorning significance onto it. So he is the another great example because I do know him, but you just find you barely do because there's so much to learn, so much to find.
Yeah.
Anyway, what a great chat. What a great person. What a great time. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all of this. This was a wonderful way to spend a Saturday.
Hooray! Thanks for
if you're
coming.
Listening, yes, thank you for listening to.
Thanks for listening to I Barely Know You.
Follow us on the socials and the things that exist that you can follow us on.
Come to Run Club.
Come to beautiful downtown. Thank you for listening to the show. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
I Barely Know You is produced by Marin Forte, Dylan Silver, and me, Matt Forte. Theme song by Mike Thrasher. Listen to that. So good. Subscribe to our show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. And follow us at IBKY Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.